Okay, now that we're back, so where we was at is we're going through the book, the Organ Thieves. Um, this book is a very interesting, and what it talks about is there's a organ transplant revolution taking place. There's been at this time of the book in 1968, there's been as many as 16 heart transplants around the world. And now this Medical College of Virginia, MCV, has entered the race. The same way how they had the arms race, the nuclear arms race, and they had the race to the moon. This is another revolutionary race in the medical field. And the stars are uh, a man named Bruce Tucker, who's a donor. Unbeknownst to him, you have Bruce Tucker, the recipient, which is a wealthy person, and the family of Bruce Tucker, the medical practitioners, and of course the organ thieves. They all enter, and the lawyer. You have a lawyer who turns out to be the first black governor of Virginia. He's one of the stars. He is one of the main stars of this story. And this is a true story. And you have body snatchers, grave robbers, and organ thieves, as it says. The black market for organs is a big business. Even today, it's even more so today than it was yesterday because of all the technology involved. And when we talk about this pioneering studies in the medical field, medical science, we're talking about some people who's on the brinks of, they're looking to blaze a trail, but the ethics, they're doing it in such a malevolent, in such a unethical manner. And so what happens is, so far, this guy, he falls and he bumps his head from drinking at the work. He's rushed to the hospital. He gets to the hospital. They go through his property to find out who this guy is, and then they pull out one of his brother's business cards because his brother is a shoe shop owner. Small business, but still, nonetheless, he owns a shoe shop. This is his business card that he's carrying. So they know this guy has family, and you can look at both of the last names, Tucker. You have Bruce Tucker, and then you have, I believe his name is William Tucker, his brother. And what happens is when they pull his card out, they don't even notify the family of what's taking place. They say, "Oh man, we got a guy with a good heart. He didn't fell and bumped his head. Okay, well let's get these organs out of this guy." And so William has a friend at the hospital, and his friend calls him and says, "Hey, something's going on with Bruce. The doctors are doing something crazy. You need to get up here and check into it, look into it real fast." And he hangs up. So he's going about his day, and then he gets this call, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, he's trying to understand. He's scratching his head. Then after the call, it's like something's going on with my brother at the hospital. What is my brother doing at the hospital? First of all, Why hasn't the hospital notified me? Why am I getting a call from my buddy? So he wraps up, closes up shop, whatever he got to do. And he gets this call early in the afternoon. By the time he makes it to the hospital, he's calling the hospital. He can't get no information from the hospital. They're not telling him anything. And this was before the patient doctor privileges and all of that stuff. It was always ethical. It was always a responsible thing to do to notify the family first whenever somebody's admitted. Especially if they can't speak for themselves. You want to have a family member, a loved one, the closest next to kin, to be able to speak up and say and decide what's going to happen, what procedures should be taking place, and all of these different things. Especially when it comes to saving their lives. If it's going to save their life, do what you got to do. But if you're not saving their life, what are you doing? You know. So what happened is, what happened is, he shows up at the hospital around 7. They tell him that his brother is dead. It's like, man, my brother dead. You know. So they give him all his property. You know. And in his property that they give, he finds his business card. So he's like, man, y'all knew. So he started planning for the arrangements and all of that. And when he talks to the mortician, the funeral director, he has the body shipped to the funeral director to have him buried and stuff. And the funeral director says, man, he's like, when he goes to check on him and say, hey, are we ready for services and all of that to proceed? The funeral director, hold up. I gotta take another call. Hold on.